Welcome to Jesus
Jesus
in
in
Japan.
Japan. That's good. I like
That
that.
works. That works. I'm here with. Oh wait, I should introduce myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my name is Ieda. And I'm here with my friend
Danahyah. Hi.
Danahyah. Danahyah, hi. And today we have many things I want to talk about, but mostly, Danahyah, you're about to go back to the U.S.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm so excited.
Right. So you've been here like a year.
Year and a half. Yeah.
A year and a half. Oh yeah, a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a while. Yeah, year and a half. Um, so like I of course know, but not everyone knows
Mm.
what originally brought you to Japan
Mm.
to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say the beginning is always, I love Japanese music. Oh,
It's yeah,
sorry.
you're good.
I was put on to actually anime through my mother. And
Uh,
from that, I started piano, like learning piano through anime and um, music. I got into like more so film music through anime.
mm,
Um, but I really also just really had a heart for Japanese music and Japanese
mm,
culture, and I knew that the Lord put that on my heart since like the beginning. So even though my dream was to be an anime composer, I always felt too that the Lord was wanting me to preach the gospel in Japan or just be a gospel in
mm,
Japan. So I always felt led to it. So that's what really brought me here in the end. And the Lord saw it through because I didn't know how exactly I was gonna get here.
yeah.
So I was like 15, I was saying, I'm going to Japan, I'm going to Japan. And how many years later, or in 22, 23, it actually happens. So yeah, never know
You
how
never
he's
know.
gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it did brought you, and it brought you through a career aspect, not like through school, but you
Yeah.
came here
I actually, and
for
it's
work.
crazy, when I first wanted to come, I wanted to come through a missionary. Like
Oh.
I thought I was gonna come through a
Oh.
missionary visa because I thought that's the one I want to go through.
Ah.
But the Lord was like, no. So I got a work visa,
Mm.
and I realized that would have been better for me. I think I would have felt differently. I think there
Yeah.
would have been some type of guilt if I went
Mm.
through a missionary visa, but then was still doing music or wanted to pursue music full
Mm.
time. And there's some people who do that, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, yeah, the Lord knows me better than I know myself, and He saw it. He saw way more than I did. So
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's how it happens.
yeah.
How like what were some of the expectations that you had before coming to Japan?
Oh
I'm sure there were a
boy,
lot.
yeah,
Especially cuz you wanted to come for a while since you were younger.
yeah. Since I was young, I always thought like, well, I always like just from the videos and the anime, I always wanted to go to like the real life locations. I think
Mm.
people watch anime, they have like this like idolization of Japan. In some
Yeah.
cases, that may be true, honestly, because I think my case too, I had
Mm.
this thing of like everyone's so kind and like it's so beautiful and all these things. But a lot of times, I really just want to go to Japan because it's just the locations that they had. It was just beautiful, vast
Mm.
lands, or even the residential neighborhoods. I really wanted to
Yeah.
live and just walk around residential neighborhoods. So that was kind of like my expectation, and
Mm.
yeah, I mean, when I first came in, actually, it was really shocking because I don't know, like it's almost like the Lord took that away because I think I
Mm.
honestly did idolize it. I wanted to go so bad,
Mm.
and it just wasn't working out for me. COVID happened, and I had to go to LA, and then when I finally came, I like came for a month, and my mom said to experience it for a month because I was like, I'm just gonna move there. She's like, no, I think you should go for a month and then decide if you want to move. And then as soon as I came in, just felt super gray. Like I
Oh.
couldn't describe it. It was just like this grayish look around everything, and it felt so depressing. My spirit was like feeling like heavy. I was like, whoa, like this is Japan.
Mm.
And you're
Mm.
on a train, and everyone's like kind of sleeping on their head off, and this is like the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then I was with my friend's mother who was picking me up from the airport, and we go through this, like she could tell I was uncomfortable. I was like, oh, this is like weird. And she was like, don't worry, like we'll get to Zushi. Zushi
Mm.
Hayama is like more
Mm.
the northeast. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
yeah.
It was,
Susan.
um um yeah, so once we went through that neighborhood, this I don't know, like the sun just started shining. People were more
Mm.
lighter, and it's around the Kanagawa area. People are tend to be more loose or chill.
Compared to
Yeah,
Tokyo, for
compared to
sure.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tokyo's very like I don't know, working, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a different spirit. But also in that month, I decided, oh, I'm not gonna live here. Like again, I had this dream of going, and
Mm.
as soon as I got here for a month and experienced it, I said, "Oh, there's no way in heck I'm gonna stay here. Like, I want to go back to America. Thank you, Lord, for telling me. I think it was the Lord showing me that like no home is gonna be your home. Like I'm your home. Because I
Mm.
thought as soon as I got to Japan, I'll feel so relieved. I feel like I'm complete. That was like
Uh,
it was kind of like a dream that I was like wanting to
that's
earn.
where you're
Yeah,
supposed to
that's what I'm
be.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got there, it was like, no, that is not the place you're supposed to be. But it's
Yeah.
crazy how as soon as I said this is not for me. Like 3 jobs lined up, opened up in Japan, and there
Mm.
was no other jobs opening up for me in America.
Mm.
So I'm just like, wow, Lord, it's like He took that away to be like, now you can go, and no,
Mm.
to not idolize it. Like this is just a place, and my people will be everywhere. So
Yeah.
that was expectation versus reality.
Yeah.
So
That's good. Yeah. I definitely actually I didn't have such strong expectations to be honest. Cuz
really,
because I've been here before, a
yeah.
very short trip in high school.
Oh.
But so when I came back for college, I was like, okay, I know what it's like here.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I didn't know what it's like to live here for a long term, and it can be hard.
Yeah,
Like yeah, Tokyo is very much big city. It's so cute.
it's like every
Yeah,
city. How long have you been living in Japan?
about
No,
3.5 years.
to the culture.
Yeah, college and then now working. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very different
Mm-hmm.
through all the phases.
That's what I would
But
say
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Living versus working in Japan.
yes.
I mean, like living and
Visiting
visiting
versus
is two different
working,
things.
but that could go for anywhere.
Yeah, that
You
is
know,
anywhere.
you just have to make the commitment to, yeah,
Yep.
find ways to enjoy life
Mm-hmm.
despite the challenges. Yeah. Anyway, so okay, I want to talk a little bit about what you do, which is like music and composing,
Wow.
all of these things that are really cool. So so you've been working as a composer, but then you're also like a pianist and doing creating in your free time.
Mm-hmm.
How has Japan influenced your creativity or like the way that you think about music? It could be like the company you work for has influenced you, or like just living here has influenced you. It could be
Oh, okay. That's
any
a good
aspect.
question,
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah, so I worked for a video game company, ultra
Woo!
name nameless,
Video game.
but I
Yeah.
was an in-house composer. I think I was the first one they brought over because they have a lot of composers, but
Mm,
I was the one willing to just move to a different country to
that's
do
true.
music full time here.
Yeah.
Um, wait, what was the question I'm thinking about? I'm
Like,
sorry.
how has it
Oh,
influenced your
okay.
music?
I always noticed like beforehand, even before going to Japan, my music has always been influenced by like Japanese culture, and a lot
Mm,
of people would say that like
yeah.
I play like a Japanese person or sounds Japanese, but I again never went to Japan, so it's almost like that's why I knew it was from the Lord because I'm like
Mm,
I didn't have the actual culture to culture experience
mm,
or in person culture experience. So
thanks. Yeah.
working at this company, I think definitely shaped my music. Not my piano music. I think my piano music is something that is special
Yeah.
and like truly from
Unique.
God, and only He is the one who's giving me the direct
Mm,
how to play and what to do and things like that. But kind of fine tuning it, definitely from my boss. It's
mm,
just my orchestral music. He really knows what music needs and how
mm,
to support the vision or the game.
mm,
And I think it showed me that yeah, there's two different kind of music that you make. You make music for yourself. You make music for a product.
yeah.
And a lot of times, even though I love the music I made for the product, it wasn't the music that I wanted for myself. But you can
Yeah.
still see hints of yourself in that music
Yeah.
because you want to do a good job, and it's still like a piece of work that you made. So I don't know actually how directly it impacted me. I would say going to Okinawa actually.
Mm,
Whenever I visit Okinawa, I learned so much about like folk singing because that's what like really
yeah.
drawn me to Japan was like Japanese folk singing,
Mm,
and I thought there was just one type of folk singing from the Amami Islands. I met a girl named Kuniko who
mm,
is an Okinawan folk singer, and I had expected her
mm,
to sing one way. Excuse me. I expected her to sing one way,
mm.
and she ended up singing a completely different way. And I was like, oh, I thought
Um,
this was like the Amami like kind of way to singing, and she's like, no, there's many different islands and every island has a different way of
uh,
singing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be a whole new thing for me. And
unlocked the
yeah, a whole new
level.
thing
Yeah.
unlocked, and the way of singing has a history to it, the
Mm,
way like the harmony they use, the scales they use, it's
mm,
just so
yeah.
beautiful. And I notice whenever I go to those locations I just get so inspired. A lot of
Mm,
times I was working here, I work from home, I worked for a video game, like you get really uninspired. There's a
mm.
lot of things it just feels like, why am I doing? I was all
すいません。
大丈夫大丈夫です
うん。
a lot of times you question like I'd rather just do a regular job because doing music doesn't feel like
Mm,
a passion anymore. It feels like
yeah.
something you have to do, and to like exert the amount of music you do every day. It's
Mm.
like it's honestly a lot. You feel like sometimes you're like, why am I doing this?
Exploiting your
Yeah,
creativity
it kind of
for
is
your
like
work.
that,
Yeah.
and you have to just like
Push.
push it out.
Yeah.
So it was
Mm,
hard at times, but I also like saw how much yeah, I was very inspired just
Mm.
by regular things and by normal things, by taking a walk outside. I always have the inspiration for that. But it also showed
Yeah.
me that like I didn't need to be in Japan for that to happen.
Yes.
I think that's why I was like,
That's
I want to
good.
visit this place because just taking the short trip for 4 days has inspired me more than the past like I would say 4 months that I've was working from home in Tokyo.
Mm.
Like you can experience that anywhere. I think if you take the time to actually intentionally seek out
Mm.
the music or seek out the culture you want to
Mm.
learn about, you don't have to do it. Yeah, you don't have to like live there. But it's definitely a plus. I definitely don't regret my time and getting inspired by so many things and meeting so many people who do music. And yeah,
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's mhm. Thank good. Thank you. Thank you. I
of
have.
course.
Mm, what's it like being a Christian in the music industry? You can kind of think of it from like American perspective because you were also doing it in America and then in Japan as well.
Yeah,
It's very, I've, as you talked about, kind of like international, globally, it's maybe
yeah, yeah.
similar. I don't know.
No, so Globiot, sorry.
Globally, it's kind of similar, or
What's Globiot? So
globally,
globally. Oh,
like both in America
yeah,
and
yeah. I
Japan.
thought it was a little different. Yeah,
Okay, okay, it's
it's a little
different.
different.
Okay.
I think for me it was actually easier
Mm.
being a Christian in Japan.
Ooh,
It was a lot easier for me to share my faith,
yeah, I
a lot
can
easier for me
see
to
that.
talk about it. And I remember me and yeah talking to Tado know about it. It's because she's Japanese that it's not as easy because people you're used to her, because you're
Mm,
like versus like a foreigner, they want to listen to a foreigner talk like, oh, you're
yeah,
cool, you're from New York or whatever, and I'm
yeah.
like, I love Jesus. Let me tell you about it. They're
They're
like,
like,
okay.
whoa, more
Yeah, they're
open.
more open to hearing it
Yeah,
compared to America because I'm an American. They don't care.
yeah,
I gotta say it as an American when I'm in America.
yeah.
So it was a lot more easy for me to be open about my faith. I would say in work cultures also, but
Mm,
work culture is very different. I think it's
mm,
easy to be like open about Christian, like my faith and who I follow in the stranger settings. But work, there's always like it's almost like an air of not talking about it. Like you don't bring
mm.
it up. You don't. There's it's like weird to mention it.
Like
Um,
personal things or just like religion
religious
specifically?
religious stuff as
Yeah.
well, and I think also too like whatever, like there's some things I feel people talk about so openly, but I
Mm,
think once you if it's like Christ or something like that, it's almost like why are we talking about this?
uh,
It's almost like hidden. I realized like with my
okay.
coworkers,
Yeah.
like when I went to the office, which I only went once a week, I actually never really I never talked about my faith to my coworkers. Like
Mm,
if I was just in the office with them chatting and things like that, none of certain context there's times.
yeah.
But when I hung out with my coworkers individually,
Mm,
that's when I was able to open up about Jesus and who
yeah.
I follow him and all these things. In America, I think it's so polarized. Like as
Mm,
soon as you say you're Christian, they're gonna think you're this because it's politically it's just very like hard left, hard right,
mm,
and no one has any room to want to listen to
mm,
if you think it's a different way.
mm,
So a lot of times in the work setting or like networking setting for video games or film, it's very yeah you didn't want to
mm,
bring it up because you felt like they would cast you or look at you a different way.
mm,
But as actually I think
mm,
I was also pretty vocal about following Christ,
mm.
following Jesus. I didn't really care what they thought about it, but also I knew that like me saying that would put me in a different like light. But
Mm,
I thank God.
mm.
And that sounds like cocky to say or like whatever, like confident to say that I think my talent or the
Mm,
Lord, with the
yeah,
talent the Lord blessed me with, showed it for itself. So like even though they didn't agree with me, they found my music beautiful, and then therefore they would like just
yeah,
listen to what I have to say or whatever. Like
mm,
I wasn't just like talking out of like a horn or something like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
when they asked how, like it was very easy too when they asked like how did you make these melodies? How do you come up with these things? I'm like
Mm,
this is Jesus, truly not me. I started piano way late in life. The
yeah,
way I hear things is very different. It's just like
mm,
it is from God, and that's how
mm,
my inspiration. Like that's where my inspiration comes from.
mm,
So I think, well, yeah, it's easy when to bring up Christ when they ask those kind of questions and when they
yeah,
hear your music first, so they hear your, I don't know,
yeah,
what you do for
yeah.
work
Like,
and all these things.
yeah, they literally see like how God has shaped you and shapes your music, so
Yeah,
that it's not like you're boasting in yourself. You're
yeah,
boasting in God,
yeah.
and then they can
So
see that
true.
and they're like, wow, she is gifted,
Mm.
and that's she's attributing that to God,
Yeah,
attributing,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, and they're like, okay, this is
yeah,
something special here.
yeah. Is
Yeah, yeah.
that same for you? How was it for you sharing the
Mm.
gospel? And She was there
Yeah.
for 3 years, and she went to college here too. Like
College,
how is it sharing the gospel in
gospel
college?
college. I'm pretty open about my faith to
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
If there's a timing for it, I'm like I always slip it in. Like, and I teach a lot.
that's true.
I teach English, and even with my students, I bring it up. Like, if I ask, "What are your weekend plans?" and they ask it back to me, then I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to church. I have this event, maybe midweek service or
Yeah.
a small group."
Mm-hmm.
I just There's always a reason to bring up.
Bring it up.
You talking about um, music and your gift for that. I'm still working on confidence. But
Mm-hmm.
speaking Japanese,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times people ask me, how did you learn Japanese? Or like,
Mm-hmm.
why are you so good? Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
studied in
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
school,
yeah.
but the first thing that I can easily say is, well, I go to a church in Japan and it's a bilingual church. So there's a lot of opportunities for me to make Japanese friends and speak in Japanese and like just overall, that is solely the reason why I can converse in Japanese a
That's so
lot better.
true.
Yeah. And then also like listening to a sermon both in English and then Japanese, you're practicing that the skills for understanding and then like learning a lot of vocabulary through that as well.
Oh, that's
So
so
it's so
true.
easy to just give that to God and be like, hey, that's because, God provided me with this community and, you know, the like
Yeah.
language is a way to uh, not only share the gospel but also like get people like you're saying people are really interested in culture and language,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's really a way that God has used that um, as a platform through me because I don't think I'm that great at speaking Japanese. There's a lot of insecurities that come with it,
Right.
but when I hear like, oh, these compliments, it's really easy to just give it to God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
That like reminded me like so many people actually here, because I think Tokyo or just Japan in general deals with like loneliness.
Mm,
A lot of not a lot of people
yeah.
can make time, especially because when you work corporate, it's like the time to
The
see people.
work hours are
Yeah,
terrible in
that's why I
Japan.
also think that's why also I mean I feel like working in Japan versus living in Japan is different. Like
Yeah.
it could be like that anywhere, but I think what America does
Mm.
to me correctly is like there's 9 to 5. After
Yeah.
5 p.m. you get off, and you can make time for friends, make time for these people.
Right.
Here, this really hard to do that, especially if you're like I think really like in working in those kind of companies
Mm.
where like you have to, like I was blessed to be working from home, and even though I could have left and stuff like that, but there's a pressure to like you have to stay on, you
Yeah.
have to like work by certain hours. And also as a foreigner, I think it was easy for me to be like, yeah, I can free times, but there's a
Fimo.
lot of times with my Japanese friends, it was hard to make
Mm.
plans for weeks at a time because they were
Yeah.
just literally working so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
大丈夫。
大丈夫です。すいません。大丈夫です。すいません。
Um,
Yeah.
and there's something you said. A lot of my friends would ask if they weren't Christian. I could think too. It's very easy to me to tell to tell people I go to church, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how that starts really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It
I think it
opens
was
the
a different thing
doors.
of like, do you follow Jesus, or like, why do you
Yeah.
follow Jesus? And like, I follow Jesus, and I want to talk about it.
Mm.
Um, a lot of them would ask like, wow, like you have so many friends, like where do you get all these friends? And I
Mm.
always say to my church, like
Church
church is like the biggest, like I always say it was
community.
the biggest blessing
Yeah.
coming here. I've never had a lot of people my age like
Mm.
equally follow Jesus and be there for each other. Like we have such
Yeah.
a church has such a good community. So if you haven't, I'll promote it. New Hope
New
Tokyo
Hope Tokyo.
Collective 5 p.m. service that has really like
Yeah.
really shaped my time here and
Mm.
just the friends that I've made. Yeah, was my first friend actually I made at Collective. She's the first one who said hi to me and made me feel so welcome. So
Mm.
that's very easy to when people question like you have so many friends and same thing with you. It's like
Mm.
yeah, most of them are from
Yeah.
like church. Those
Church.
are from church,
Church.
and that's how
Yeah.
you bring up yeah like it shows other people, especially atheists, like
Mm.
there's church community, like there's friends like you have
Yeah.
that you can see consistently
Yes.
despite the busyness of Japan
Yeah.
to get plugged in.
Yeah. And deeper relationships, not
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
shallow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just
seriously. Because
pretty
I think
much.
Christians
Yeah.
are we do we share our burdens. We actually,
Yeah.
if we're going through something, we like we want to share it
Yeah.
and we should share it. Like I think
Mm.
hiding it is
Mm.
hidoina. It's
Yeah.
not good. So
Yeah.
I love that our community does that, and small groups too. That
Mm.
really helps.
Small groups is good. Especially, yeah, both of us.
Yeah,
We've lived here on our own.
yeah,
Not in a share house, not like with
yeah.
anyone, right? And that's another thing. It's very different life to be on your own, so you need that community to
Yeah.
support you.
That's
And
really
yeah. Yeah, support each other. 確かに. Yeah.
確かにそうだね.
Okay, that's good. That's good stuff. Um, let me find next question. Okay,
Mm.
kind of going back to the industry because I'm curious
Mm.
because you've talked about this a few times on your own, but how did you keep your faith grounded um, while trying to navigate the very competitiveness and kind of intense atmosphere of the music industry? Because you've talked about that a
Man,
few
yeah.
times.
I've always noticed, especially people my age, like we're
Mm.
all so hungry. It's not a bad thing to be hungry.
Mm.
We're hungry for opportunity, we're hungry for connections, we're hungry to get jobs and things like that.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's not a good thing of mine or something like that. I was never really that hungry for it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, like, I wanted it. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to do anime. That's like a dream of mine to do an
Yeah.
anime. Um, and I want to do a video game that reminds me of Zelda Breath of the Wild, like things like that. But I would never. I feel like I would never like. I wouldn't not pursue with all my heart. I think I pursued
Mm.
music with all my heart, but I wouldn't let go of these opportunities. I think that's why when I see the opportunities I've been given, the people that I've met, truly by Jesus.
Mm.
Like I like even if I message someone first, and then from messaging to someone just telling them I love your music, they're like,
Mm.
do you need do you need a job? Like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't ask for one, but yeah,
Sure,
yeah, I'll
I'll
take
take
it.
it.
It's very God, like how these
Yeah.
connections happen. I think when other people don't have that, I also am
Mm.
saying I'm like I think I'm insane. I know I'm insanely blessed.
Yeah.
I Jesus by that. When other people don't have that, or there's something else that they might be feeling it's lacking, it breeds insecurity and it breeds
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
And a lot of people my age, probably even older too, I've seen it too. Um, if
Suffer
because you may
from
be
that.
older but still in the beginning stages, a lot of them, like music industry,
Mm.
you can be as old as
Any
you want
age.
and still and still be trying and not have the things you want.
Yeah.
It breeds a lot of things that harbors like bitterness, insecurity, and like value. Like how
Mm.
much are you valued? And LA was very much like that, where I worked for the big company, like Bleeding Fingers, Hans Zimmer's company, and before I remember meeting somebody and like he didn't know what I did, so he didn't pay me any time of day.
Mm.
And then my friend next to me, he was working at a bigger company, told him, "Oh, what I do." And as soon as he said that, he turned around and like gave me
Uh,
attention. And I'm just like, this is just sad because I'm like,
mm.
my first impression of you is that you didn't care what I like. You didn't care about me as a person. You cared about what I did and how you could
Benefit from
benefit
it.
from it. And a lot of people actually are like that. As
Mm.
sad as that is, or blunt as that is, a
Mm.
lot of people are like that. And it is like very hard to like want to stay in that kind of industry. For me, it was really
Mm.
hard because I was like, the Lord, I'm always going back to the Lord. And then when your friends around you are like that as well,
Mm.
it starts getting into you.
Yeah.
Like I've been around people who were competitive and envious of
Mm.
these things. I started having that within my soul as well, within my spirit, and I felt disgusting. I just felt
Mm.
so horrible for even thinking that way, thinking I want what they have because
Yeah.
covet is like it's to me such a sin, and it makes you doubt everything and anything
Mm.
that God has given you
Mm.
and that God has blessed you with.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like when I was feeling that way, like I don't know, I was begging the Lord to take it away from me. Like I do not want to have these feelings,
Mm.
and it all just means too like having discernment to just like discern who to be close with, who to like share these things to, who to share opportunities to, and who to not. Like
Mm.
I think a lot of times I'm very like open. I'm like this
Mm.
but sometimes the Lord's like please do not talk.
Mm.
Like ask them how their day is and everything and still care about them, but you do not need to tell everyone every opportunity you get all the thing on time.
Mm.
Like some things just wait until they see it.
Mm.
And
That's true.
it's helped my friendships actually as well. So
Yeah.
there's no room for comparison or
Yeah.
competitiveness or all these things. And that
Mm.
sometimes feels hurtful actually when I have friends who
Mm.
like to me are doing things I want to do, but I've never thought of that. Like for people I find close, I don't think I've ever been envious of them. I've been envious of people who are not that close to me or like classmates that I see are doing
Mm.
like cool, really cool things, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that.
Mm.
But immediately I see it, I'm like, oh, like I don't want to think that way about this person.
Mm.
But I think what hurts is when I have friends who are next to me, and you can tell they're like comparing themselves and they're envious and they're saying things that like to belittle what I've done to
Yeah.
make themselves kind of feel like better. And I don't know
Mm.
whether it's conscious or not. It's fine, like it's that's what it is. But oftentimes you feel used that way. You feel like,
Mm.
man, am I like, are you actually my friend, or am I just someone to
Ye
connect you to someone
yeah.
else? And a lot of times people did ask me because
Mm.
I think again through God I know a lot of people, like a lot of people in the industry and older people who are like doing amazing things. And I
Mm.
never ask them for work because I'm just like I just like them as a person. But when someone asks, can you introduce me to this person? Because, like,
Yeah.
it just feels like, I'm like, I never asked that of you. And you know so many people, but I would never ask that of you because I don't want to use you that way. And sometimes you can ask someone to introduce you. That's a very networking, and that's very corporate.
Mm.
Like, you do that. Something wrong with that. But the way they ask and how they, you realize, like, kind of a doubt, like, wow, is that the reason you want to become my friend? Is that the reason
Mm.
that, like, you sought
Was
me out
that
in the
it?
first
Yeah.
place? Yeah. So
Mm.
it's very, it's very hard sometimes. And I think that's why whenever I see a Christian or ever I know someone's a Christian, I immediately gun for them, and I'm like, I don't care, you're a Christian, I'm a Christian, let's be friends.
Mm.
And a lot of the people actually, there's not a lot of people in our industry, video game industry or film industry, that are Christian. So the ones that are, you really like hold them near and dear.
Mm.
And you can tell too, like, we
Yeah.
barely talk about music. We barely talk about our projects. There's this guy who's doing big stuff, and I realized, like, I've never once asked him about his game, even though I should, because he's doing cool stuff. But we just talk about faith. We talk about anything that's going on through our day to day. Like,
Mm.
it's just a genuine friendship. And then if a job comes out of that, praise God. But that's not the reason I became friends with him in the first place. We are
Yeah.
really just genuine friends.
Mm.
So yeah, that's how I think the Lord has blessed me with, just these little nuggets of people in this
Mm.
big industry that have the faith and also want to just want the best for you and don't compare themselves to you or don't become envious.
Mm.
And it's helped me become a better person in general.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I just realized I have to experience that, not in the same
Mm-hmm.
level, but during my
Yeah.
master's, it's like a whole new door that I wasn't expecting. Like college alone is like some people are competitive, some
Yeah.
aren't.
Yeah.
But as for masters, I was mostly going to school with like older, like at least 5 to 10, at least 5 to 10 years older than me.
Mm.
Um, but I noticed some who are younger, like around my age or just a few years older, tend to have this like competitive atmosphere around them,
Yeah.
like higher education, like I have this opportunity to teach at this college or this college. And yeah, it could have gotten to me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a few times I was like, I should be pushing myself more
Mm.
to write more research papers and
Right.
publish papers or go to a conference, which
Right.
I have a good friend and she does all these things. And I'm really, I admire that. Like, she has that intent. She wants to do that and she has that goal. So she just goes for it. And I think that's amazing. But it's other times from other people when they try to use it as, you know, oh, like I teach here, how about you,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
Todai
It's
or like a
everywhere.
big
Yeah.
university, and you're just like, good, that's
Good for, yeah,
amazing,
that's
good for
amazing.
you, yeah.
Seriously.
And then like some in the program were like elementary or middle school, high school teachers, so it's like a very big mix.
Mm.
But there were some times where it got a little competitive in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
could feel it. You couldn't
Yeah.
call it out so much
That's
because
so true. It's so
it's not
subtle.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's so subtle, so subtle.
So subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realize it's everywhere. Like my coworkers who are in the video game industry as well, but they're doing something completely different, like game designing. They're
Mm.
like, I work for this company. What about you? Or I do this company. Like, it's just
Mm.
being young and hungry. It breeds that kind of environment.
We had our tea break with Kirin lemon
Spon-
tea. No, not sponsored.
Actually, you have to blur it out because they do that.
Really?
Yeah,
Not sponsored,
not sponsored.
but it's really good. Highly
Yeah,
recommend.
I recommend. I
Uh,
accidentally got her sick. So I went to Okinawa, and then I had someone with a cough, and I got the cough too. And
and then,
I've been
yeah,
staying with her. God bless, and she got the cough.
cough all the way from Okinawa.
Yeah, honestly,
A souvenir that I
omiyage.
couldn't ask for. Yeah, omiyage. Yeah.
That she did not ask for.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovely.
No man.
No, it's been good. It's been good. We took medicine. Okay. Hopefully. Um, yeah, I do want to ask this question. Okay. So, how has God been using your music to open up doors and conversations with people? Yeah, or like building relationships.
Oh, that's so good.
'Cause
I think,
there's a lot of, I think.
yeah, I think every single encounter I have here actually is attributed to music. Like, I wouldn't
Mm,
have gotten here without music.
mm,
Like, there's no way. And like, even the job that I have, or
mm,
even without the job, the fact that I do music in the first place, it's like, oh, you do music, and it's gonna always go back to God. I even think about I love saying this story. My real estate agent, when I first met him,
Danahyah. Yeah.
Sorry, my real estate agent when I first met him.
Mm.
And we were finding apartments. I found the apartment that was so glad to I found that apartment. Um, and we had been driving like 40 minutes to a location. But when he first asked me here, he was like, "You're moving to Japan?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "What do you mean why?" Like he's just very like a blunt
That's
kind
funny.
of
And he's
Japanese person,
Japanese.
and he's
Yeah,
Japanese.
that's funny.
But I also feel like he's very
And
Americanized. I don't know
speaks
how.
English.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
speaks fluent English. And I was telling him, I was like, "I do music here." He's like, "Oh, okay." Like, and then we were just driving, and he's asking me like, "What things do I do?"
Mm.
Like on the weekends, I was like, "Oh, I go to church," and things like church. Like, why you go to church? And then I just remember telling him like what I believe in everything.
Mm.
But I realized he was like actually curious. 'Cause sometimes you want to gloss over. Like I go
Mm.
to church, I believe in God, and that's it. But like I think the way he is, he was really inquisitive about it. Somebody could have easily
Mm.
shut down because of the way he asks questions. He's very just like what?
Mm.
But it's like to me, I'm like, oh, okay, like he actually wants to know about this.
Yeah.
And I remember just talking about Jesus, like from the Gospel of John, and like why he died in the first was all these things, and he was confused, and I literally felt Jesus being like, talk from the beginning, like
Uh,
there's the Old Testament. I think a lot of people gloss over the Old Testament. That's why we even know the New Testament in the first place. Like we need to know the history of why
yeah.
everything happened. So I literally was like, let me slow down. Let me
Mm.
start from Genesis. Let me talk about the fall. Let me talk about like actually like
Yeah.
how this all came to
Came
be in
about.
the like to now, right? And I just remember him driving. He was like leaning over like his ears, like he was like, "What?" And then he's like, "I've never heard this before." Mind you, he's like
Wow.
28. I don't know,
Mm.
like never. And he was like, "Never." And that's when I knew. I'm like, "Thank God this encounter." Like I didn't go into that like encounter thinking I'm gonna talk to him about the
Mm.
gospel. I didn't. I was just like, "I'm gonna get a house. Thank you, Jesus."
Yeah.
But from that, from music, it's like I was able to talk to him about my job and
Mm.
just inquisitiveness. And I think a lot of times in when especially when not my church actually, especially like outside of church, like just seeing strangers and ask them asking me like, what do I do? I'm like, oh, I do music. And it's like, how do you come about doing that? That's a good question. How do you come about
Mm.
doing that? It's like it's anime, but it's Jesus. Like I really think he had put that in my mother's heart, put that in my heart,
Mm.
and from that he was able to bless the music that I make because it is like when I make music without him, I can tell honestly. It sucks. It sounds so bad. I'm like, this is not it. This is just like not of
It's
him.
missing
Yeah.
that.
And I think too a lot of people feel like you have to the
Mm.
music has to be like I don't have a like for CCM, even though CCM is necessary. All things of worship are necessary. I think too sometimes I have guilt of doing music. I'm like, am I doing
Mm.
music for anime? But is it really for God or the
Mm.
piano music I make, is it like really for
Mm.
God and things like that? And I'm just like, when you think about authors like C.S. Lewis, or he said something like, we don't need more Christian authors, we need more authors who are Christian.
Yeah.
Because when you put like the creative, like the creativity that God has blessed you with, and you put it
Mm.
in stories that people who are Christian or not Christian are going to understand, I think not even reaching a wider scope because it all attributes back to God, but you do reach a different scope of people who me see Christian, or me you don't see Christian, and like okay, I'll like listen to that or I'll read
Yeah.
that book. Because like people who read Narnia to Christians is very obvious. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is all
This
Jesus.
is yeah.
But the people who are not, they're like, oh, this is a good
Yeah.
story.
I've
Like,
had that same conversation. They're like,
yeah,
"What?" And I'm
yeah.
like, "Yeah."
They're like, this is a good story. And I'm like, well, do you know what it's about? Do you know what's a reflection of? It's like it's
Mm.
really Jesus. And that's why even too, like Jesus spoke to people in parables for people to
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
And I think about Songs of Solomon, I think about Solomon in general or David's Psalms. Like it all
Mm.
attributed to Jesus, but they all have like something beautifully artistic about them.
Mm.
And that's why I had to like rationalize, not even rationalize, because I didn't want to like make it feel guilty. I was just like, even making music with this Okinawan folk singer, there's no Jesus in it, but I'm like,
Mm.
I think through my orchestration, through like things like you will find hints, and it would always be back to God because she was
Yeah.
saying like, how do you make the strings this way? How does this
Yeah.
thing? And I'm like, Jesus. I literally say Jesus. Like I do not know. Like
Yeah.
it was not me, and like seeking you out, finding your voice and stuff like that. Like
Mm.
that is God. He put
Mm.
your scissors on my
Mm.
heart to do these things. So it'll all be attributed back to Jesus, right? Regardless if it looks the way that Christians expect it to
Mm.
look like, or someone else. Like I think it will reach
Mm.
people like yeah, regardless. So that's how I feel that like everything I've done here, like everything I've done through music is a reflection of Jesus, and I just want to do him right, like do this right for him. And
Yeah.
I think doing it right for him is doing it unto him. Everything is
Mm.
like people feel guilty for working a corporate job because it's not
Mm.
Christian and things like that. I'm like, the Lord calls you to witness anywhere and everywhere. It's
Yeah.
through your service, it's through your good deeds is literally through not your good, yeah, your good deeds for this job. Like if you
Mm.
feel like your boss is a tyrant and you're working unto him, you're gonna start putting hot coals in his head. He's like, I've been
Yeah.
treating her like dog poo. Like, why
Mm.
is she still so nice? Like, why is she like still so able to
Resilient
give? Yeah,
and yeah,
resilient, able to give. And
enduring.
it's
Yeah.
like one day he might ask you, hey, I'm sorry, I actually I treated you crappy. Like, why? It's like Jesus, because me, I would have, I would
Would have
have,
been gone.
I would have been gone.
But yeah.
But it's through Christ's love, and He
Mm.
calls us to do that outside of places that we don't expect or
Yeah.
expect. Yeah,
That's good. I love the way that you just mm, like when I see you create music, you
mm.
just immediately give it to Jesus. Like
Yeah.
I witness that many times. Just like you create something really beautiful, and you're like, "That's Jesus. That's Jesus." I was like, "Thank you, Jesus."
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're just so quick to do that, and I think that's definitely influenced me. Like,
Mm.
I want to always think like that.
No,
Yeah, and
wow.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm serious. I'm yeah.
What the
It's
heck?
encouraging. Yeah,
That's so crazy. Yeah, my friends,
yeah.
and I never noticed that either. Like, as
Mm.
soon as I get something, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Like, because it's like, it just pops in. It's not just something like you study, then you're like, oh, because
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
easy to attribute things to yourself. A
right.
lot of times too, like when I feel like my boss taught me something and stuff like that, and
Mm.
I execute it, I'm just like, ooh, did I? I'm like, no, no, you didn't actually. Like you really didn't. Because the thing
Yeah,
is, receiving it and executing it, that's also
it was
through Jesus
received
too.
from yeah,
That's why I always feel like my piano music is very different because it's like something that you just I directly put it, yeah, just put in my hand or
yeah,
put in my melody, and no one's teaching me these things. It's
yeah,
just like it's coming, and I'm like, that's Jesus. It has to be Jesus. Like
yeah.
there's nothing else that.
It could
Yeah,
be.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
it cannot be me. Yeah, yeah, that was
he's
so
just
encouraging.
being used by you. Yeah. All right. So looking forward, you're moving to Texas.
Texas, baby,
Texas.
yeah.
You grew up in Brooklyn,
Brooklyn, New York, yeah,
and then before coming to Japan, you were a year in LA,
yeah,
and then now you're in Japan, or
yeah,
year and a half,
yeah.
and
Years ago,
then you're going back to Texas because your
yeah,
mom moved down there.
yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking so forward to like America again. Um, food,
Yeah,
the
that's
freedom. Honestly, that sounds like crazy to say, but I realize like there is
yeah.
this yeah the
Mm,
silent oppressiveness in Japan. But also, I think it was hard making a decision when to go back because I love Japan. I think it was
mm,
beautiful. I think it was a good place, but my heart felt almost burdened a lot with it.
yeah,
I knew when to quit my job, but I just didn't know if I wanted to leave for Japan, like
mm,
leave Japan because I loved it. Um, but I knew as soon as I made the decision, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go. I think the Lord honored us so much, and I've been able to actually really enjoy Japan. While I was in Japan, it was very hard for me to say I love Japan. It
mm,
really was not easy. Like, and everyone, people who visit me, be like, "What? Like, this is your dream. You've always wanted to go here."
mm.
I'm like, "Yeah, but the dream is not dreaming right now. Like, it's not. It's feeling like, why did I do this in the first
Just
place?
work
Yeah,
at home.
yeah. Work at
Yeah,
home, you
yeah,
kind of isolated. Like,
yeah,
it was very hard. Now I can openly say I love Japan because I'm leaving Japan. Like I was never able to say
yeah.
that. Because
Mm,
I've been able to see the beauty in Japan. I've been able
mm,
to actually go outside and see people and like see the purpose of why I came in the first place. Being able
mm,
to witness or just talk to
yeah,
strangers and do things I like what my heart wanted to do instead of doing what. And it's again, I was called for time to do music and I mean do it right and do it work in a company. I think the
mm,
Lord blessed it,
mm,
but it's because I'm leaving that I'm just like, oh, this is so good. And Texas is like, I always said, my mom said she wants her house to be like a resting period, and that's very true.
mm,
I when I went to, after I came to LA, I had to go back to Texas to get my visa stuff to come to Japan. Stay there for 8 months, but just like a beautiful time of rest.
yeah,
Like I don't know the future after Texas. I don't know if I'm
yeah,
staying in Texas. I don't know where I want to go,
mm,
but I know that it's gonna be a period of rest and a period of like actually doing the projects and things that I want to do and like making
yes,
music like truly like unto the Lord and not for a video game or not for these things. And again, it can still be unto the Lord.
mm,
But I was like, wow, I really like want to take everything that he's taught me in this year and even that my
mm,
boss taught me and this company has taught me and people have taught me and like execute it in a way that's just showcasing like
mm,
my abilities and whoever hires me for that, whoever doesn't, like I want it to be all like through the Lord. And
yeah,
I always said like I was trying to secure jobs before leaving Japan.
yes,
So trying to secure
yeah,
jobs. And then these are things that people have said, like, yeah, you when you come here, you're gonna be able to do this, like kind of like
mm,
almost not false promises but promises. And I was securing nothing. Like
mm,
nothing was working out for me. It was the weirdest thing. And I was like, Lord, like why am I going back then if I'm
yeah,
not securing anything? And it's like a testament. It's like the Lord is like nothing could be not attributed to him if I'm getting no opportunities. I don't know how that makes sense,
Yeah.
but I know myself.
Yeah.
If I got even one opportunity through my efforts, I would honestly sometimes not contribute to him. I was like, I
Mm.
reached out to this person before text. I prepared a way for myself. The Lord
Mm.
saying,
Yeah.
"Go ahead. I'm preparing a way for you. You're not supposed to know." Like it's
Yeah.
going in faith. And when I tell people I'm leaving Japan, they're like, "Why? Like this is the career place. This is where you want to do anime, right? Like you do
Yeah.
video games." Houston has nothing for music. There's literally it's like a science. NASA's there. Like there's nothing there. And I'm like, then
Yeah.
that's the biggest testament of what Jesus Christ will do in my life, in my time in my life in Texas, because it's only gonna be attributed to him. This is not a place for music. It's
Mm.
not a place for career growth. This is not a place for this stuff at all. The Lord's like, watch me. Like you'll have no other option but to say this was from
Yes.
like this was me.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad I have nothing lined up. I am unemployed right now, and I'm like, Lord, whatever you do, I'm so excited to see what you do for me in
Mm.
Texas. I'm so excited to just
Yes.
getting a little upright piano and literally just start playing loud again, because you can't play it loud in Japan. Like you can't even play music out loud
Yeah,
in
like
Japan.
headphones.
Yeah, I have to have
Yeah.
headphones and everything, and I can't be yelling at 3 a.m. nighttime thanking Jesus for the melody that He's given me.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be such a good season
Mm.
of like I really want to work hard and work unto Him and just do it, yeah, do everything so efficiently, but also rest too because I'm
Yes.
tired. Yeah,
Yes.
I've been like making music so much, and my
Yeah.
brain it feels short. Like a lot
Short
of times I
circuited.
felt very
Yeah.
uninspired and all these things, but
Mm.
I'm like, Lord, give me like time of rest. And my mom says this is what this house is for, but also to like
Yeah.
work and like really grind and do the things that I want to do and do it
Mm.
unto Him. So yeah, I'm so excited. I leave in 2 days. I'm gone.
I'm so sad.
I know.
Thankfully, I'm from Georgia, so
I
it's
know.
just a
Like,
hop
we're
and
gonna
a
go do
skip
a
to
yeah,
Texas.
literally.
It's
And she's
just
gonna come back and do camping trips. And I
yeah.
really that's also what I'm excited for. Like all the America's so big,
It's so
guys.
big. The
It's
sky is so big. The
so she
land.
said the sky. No, literally the sky is
Living in
so big.
Tokyo, it just feels
Like honestly, like this. You're
yeah,
so right.
yeah,
It
yeah,
feels
yeah.
like that.
Unless you're rich and can live
No,
high
honestly.
up place, but
Or
most
yeah.
aren't. Yeah.
Everything just feels kind of small. So I'm
Mm.
like, there's so many places that I
Mm.
haven't seen. I've only been to 4 states in all of America. That's like she's like I don't she's been to a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm just
Road
like,
tripping. Yeah.
yeah, like I
Love
didn't learn
that.
how to drive. I actually want to learn how to drive. I didn't go to national parks. Like, why do I
Yes.
think I'm not gonna be inspired by
Right.
like music? I'm like, there's
America.
so many Japanese people in Japan. There's so many different
Yes.
cultures. I mean, in America, there's so many different cultures in America. Like so
Mm.
much music. Like because America is a melting pot of different cultures. Everyone is coming to America. So
Mm.
it's like you will find any culture anywhere in America. You just have to go to the right locations and the Lord will give it to you. Like
Yeah.
so I'm just excited to actually like have a it's like almost like a rebirth life there. Like you've gone to a different place and you've appreciated it and now
Yeah.
you actually can really appreciate the place that you were
Yes.
from.
Where you're from.
And you also love the place that you were living.
Yeah.
Again, I love Japan. Japan is beautiful. I love to visit it though. I would not love to live here. But yeah, I
Yes.
love my time here.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a lot of new projects up and
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm excited to hear those.
You too.
Yeah.
Watashi mo? Watashi mo?
Okay, one last question.
Hmm.
What kind of advice would you give to artists or
Ooh.
people, maybe young artists, but you say like
Yeah.
any age, who want to go into, there's many aspects. You can think of like doing this kind of thing in like a cross-cultural setting, like you
Yeah.
coming to Japan, or working in like a secular industry,
Mm-hmm.
like that music, well, like any industry is really, but yeah, music.
Ooh. That's so good
Or like what
actually.
advice would you have you learned or like would have like to
Ooh,
receive?
girl.
Yeah.
You killed that. I think
It's
my
God.
biggest thing is like I remember my mentor told me this.
Mm.
I remember I always ask people how they got their break into anime or break into whatever
Uh,
industry I wanted to get into.
yeah.
But then whenever I looking back, whenever I heard the story, every story is so different. He said that he's like everyone's story to success or what how they
Mm.
did it is so different. There's not one clear cut way
Yeah.
to do it. And after that, I stopped asking those questions. Like I do,
Oh,
I want to know how they got into it just because like their passions. But like sometimes a lot of us ask to see the blueprint. Or like, oh,
right.
you did that. I already
I
do
want to
that
do
too.
that.
Do that
Yeah.
too. And in the end, I never actually did what they said. I just did what I wanted to do. And I'm like, that's so right. Like how I met all these composers, how I got these job opportunities is not because I did the blueprint. I just did what I wanted to do. I'm like, if there was someone I liked and I reached out to them, I'm like, oh, I like your stuff, or
Mm.
I would love to work for you and things like that. And that's very different. So even when people ask me that, I know now. I'm like, whatever I give you is not gonna help you
Mm.
because like you have to carve it out for yourself.
That's yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like for me, it was Jesus. Like he was opening these doors for me, and for my mentor, it's probably something different. He was seeking out these things that people taught him out and all these things. Um,
Mm.
everyone has their own path. Like don't compare yours. Like comparison is truly the thief of
Person.
joy.
Yes.
I know a lot of people now like who want to do anime, like who
Mm.
want to come here and do anime, and I'm inspired by this composer Kevin Pinkin who has
Mm.
done amazing anime, does amazing music, but he doesn't live in Japan. And a lot of times we
Mm.
feel like we have to live in Japan to do the stuff that and it does help, does for sure. It also does help speaking
Inspiration. Oh,
Japanese
Japanese. Yeah.
and
Mm.
being Japanese. That's a big thing, and anime industry is full of like you. Yeah, it's like a thing. Known to be Japanese. There's only three I think or four people who are not Japanese who are composing music for anime,
Oh,
and there's a
wow.
lot of anime to go around. It's just very
Yeah.
yeah, they just prioritize Japanese people. Of course, this is this
Japan.
industry.
Mm.
So
Anime.
even when people ask me, I'm like, I can't give you the answer. Like my path looks different. I actually have no idea how directly it all happened. If I look
Mm.
back and I'm like, it would be a map of like something that only Jesus can do. It was
Mm.
not me. Like, and people probably feel like when I
Yeah.
tell them that it's like, girl, you're just trying to like hide it and stuff like that. And I was like,
Uh.
no, I literally, I don't actually wish I knew what I did. Cause I'm glad I don't have any attributions to it.
Yeah.
But like looking at this, I'm like, there's no way I could have planned it for myself.
Mm.
But I think
Yeah.
yeah, the advice is like don't compare. Know that you have your own path. If there's someone you want to reach out to them. If
Mm.
it doesn't happen and it doesn't then it doesn't happen. I always say too, whatever is for you will be for you, and whatever is not for you is not for you. Like be joyful and be like
Mm.
glad for the people that have the opportunities or have the job that you wanted and things like that because
Yeah.
that just means it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to think what you could have done better again have an
Uh.
envious heart, but once I
Mm.
started thinking that way, oh my goodness, my perception and perspective of people in life
Mm.
have changed. I never since then. I don't know when it was, probably years ago, but like
Mm.
even now, I'm like I still have to remind myself.
Mm.
There's literally no room for comparison. There's no room for envy because then I realized it was for them. Like even though they don't believe in Jesus,
Mm.
Jesus brought that to them, and when they do
Yeah.
follow Jesus, they'll realize, oh,
Oh,
okay, Jesus
Jesus.
gave it to me, And when I get something, I'm like, that was for me.
Mm.
That's it. Like there's no and no one can take that away from you. I
Yeah.
think a lot of times when I was like younger too, I would get opportunities and someone would say, well, it's because you did this, or because you're
Uh.
friends with these people and things
Yeah.
like that. And it makes you feel like, oh
It,
yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it
mm,
minimizes
the
what the
true value
opportunity,
of it.
yeah, the
Yeah.
value
Yeah.
of it. And I'm just like, no, it was for me. It was meant for me. That was Jesus. That was it.
Mm.
Like you can't minimize what God has given me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was yeah. Though comparison is the thief of joy. Everyone's path is different,
Yeah.
and if you are like reach out to people you want to reach out to. Do not reach out to every single body,
Mm.
even
That's
if you
good.
don't know the anime. Like I only reach out to people I love their music. I reached out to somebody that I didn't know about the music and acted like I didn't like acted like I knew. Like because then they know that you don't know
Mm.
them. That's why I always say ignorance is bliss. A lot of people in the industry or that I networked with or talked to had no idea what they did. And once I did, I'm like, dang, I wish I didn't know because I treated you regular. But now that I do,
No.
and people are kind of like surrounding you almost like a celebrity, I'm like, now I feel like I
Now I
have to
feel
like
it.
not be myself.
Yeah.
So like just be
Mm.
yourself. If you don't have to know about the person, don't know about the person. Just ask. Like literally, just be so normal with them. They're people in the day, and they can tell when you wanna.
Treat them
Yeah,
different.
you tell you treat
Yeah.
them differently, especially again as a youngin. They can tell you're hungry. So like,
Mm.
not say don't be hungry, but like be genuine.
Yeah.
People they eat that up at the end of the day because genuine people like genuine people.
That's true.
So that's is that good advice?
That was great. That was
Okay.
great. If I were a artist,
Yeah.
a hungry artist, I feel like I would be like, oh, yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna take that advice.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You got
Even
that.
yeah, that was good. That was good. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Yeah, the best first
Is it?
guest
I
for
feel like
real, for real.
for
Seriously,
real.
and I'm so comfortable. So I'm like, I'm not so stressed. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
You have any last closing things? Anything you want to
Croissants.
give to? Actually, yeah. Since this is our first podcast of Jesus in Japan, what do you want your viewers to
Ugh.
take away? What do you want them to know about you? What do you want them to
Mm.
receive about every person that you interview and encounter?
Yeah. This podcast, I really wanted to just showcase Jesus, hence the name Jesus in Japan, but just how the church is an international thing. It's like all of the world. So just catching people's stories, like Danahyah's here, um, and just sharing them with other believers, non-believers, mostly believers though, because that encouragement from one another, each other's testimonies, the lessons learned, just everything. I love to encourage people, And so I
Yes.
want to use that and like magnify it for others as well. So through people's stories, the people that I love, people that maybe I just barely met, but I'm like, you have a story and I want to tell it and I want to share it. Um, that's the goal of this podcast. And I know
Mm.
that God has a unique story written in every person's heart, and still writing it for everyone, including my own. So, yeah, just to glorify God through this. Yeah, that's it.
Man, sister, that's
Amen.
good.
Amen.
That's so good.
And He's gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna do it.
Amen. Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye
Bye.
bye.